is an EDTA titration. We call it as a complementary titration. What we are going to do, we are going to estimate the amount of calcium and magnesium. Okay. So this type of titration is used especially to determine the hardness of the water. So we are going to say demonstrate how we can determine the hardness of the water. We will be doing the titration and we will give you the reading. You need to calculate the hardness. Okay. So for that, what are all the things required are, the first one is EDTA. Okay, that is nothing but ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. We have used disodium salt of tetraacetic acid, EDTA. Okay.
You should tell that why we need to use the disodium salt. Why cannot use directly EDTA? That is one of your questions.
Assignment question.
Okay. Why? So you have done a lot of complex symmetric titration. You are done with the EDTA. Always you say the EDTA. When you say the EDTA in the titration, we always use a disodium EDTA salt, not a directly EDTA. Why we need to take a disodium salt? That you should inform us. Okay.
So I have means we have prepared 0.01 molar EDTA solution that we are going to use as a titrant. Okay, and then the indicator used for this EDTA titration is EBT indicator. You can see that it is like a powder. It is not a solution because you would have used liquid indicators. But here what we are going to use is we are going to use a solid crystals as an indicator. What we did is we have made 0.1% solution of EBT in sodium chloride. How we did it? I just weighed 100 grams of sodium chloride and then to that I added 0.1 grams of EBT indicator. Then I mixed with this spatula. So if you are going continuously mixing with this spatula, you can see that the color, the white color sodium. Huh?
Can you hear now? Hello? Yeah. Sometimes there will be a disturbance is there. Just okay. We will anyway. We will be uploading the YouTube video also. Okay. Now there is a question. What are the functionality present in the Erychrome black tea? Can anybody tell what are the functional group present in the Erychrome black tea? Because many of you have done the complex symmetric titration, isn't it? Devika is there? Okay, we will come to you later. Okay, all of you, I will come to you later. Okay.
This EBT indicator, what I did is I just made 0.1% of EBT indicator. How I did? I took 100. Is it clear now? Is it clear now?
Is it clear now? Yeah. Okay.
So 100 grams of sodium chloride crystals. Okay, that not a crystal, it's a powder sodium chloride. I weighed that 100 grams. To that I added 0.1 grams of EBT indicator. I mixed it well so that white color sodium chloride is converted to this pink light gray color, but it is a pink color. Okay, so this is the indicator which we are going to use today. And then this EDTA solution, it is going to be approximately 0.01 molar. So we need to find out the actual strength of this EDTA solution. So we are going to titrate it against a standard solution. So
since EDTA is the secondary standard, it is not a primary standard. So one need to standardize.
So we are going to use magnesium sulfate solution. It is called as a standard hard water. It is a standard solution. So you have to differentiate what is a primary standard and then what is a secondary standard. This is a primary standard magnesium sulfate. We have made some solution. So its concentration is 0.0099. Okay. So this is the molarity of the magnesium sulfate solution. I am going to use this for standardizing this EDTA. So step 1 is standardization of EDTA using magnesium sulfate solution.
So one should note down that the concentration of that magnesium sulfate is 0.009899 because you are going to calculate. We are not going to do the calculation. You are going to calculate the concentration of magnesium sulfate. Standard magnesium sulfate is 0.009899.
Okay, and then this experiment we have to perform at pH 10. So for that I have prepared a buffer solution. It is called as ammonia chloride buffer solution. You can just Google it how it can be prepared. It is just prepared by mixing ammonium chloride and ammonia, that is ammonium hydroxide solution, okay, and water. So some combination of concentration is there. Accordingly you can prepare this, and this is a buffer solution. I am going to use it for the titration, okay. So these are all the things I am going to use, and then I am going to calculate the hardness of these two water. One is a pure hard water which is obtained during the synthesis of zeolite, and then this water is again the zeolite water, intermediate zeolite water. We are going to find out both the solution contains calcium. Okay, we don't know how much calcium is there because it is obtained during the synthesis. Okay,
this is after the reducing the 1/4 volume.
Okay, it is a concentrated solution, the same water which is concentrated. Okay, we are going to estimate the amount of calcium present in this solution, okay, through the EDTA solution. So I am going to start the experiment. For that my burette is very clean here. You can see that I have cleaned and then kept. I am going to fill it with the EDTA. So this is the EDTA solution. So EDTA solution I am going to use it. So before you fill it, you just invert like this, okay, 8 times. It means that your solution, whatever inside, will be in uniform concentration.
Shall I help?
So I am directly filling it. I am not rinsing it. I did many times and then cleaned and kept. That's why I am just going.
See, you have to understand that before we start the experiment, how we kept ready everything. So same way, when you come to the laboratory, first thing is what are the solution you need, what are the apparatus we need. We have to keep it ready in half an hour before the experiment, so that you may complete the experiment within half an hour. Okay.
So parallax here, everything is there. We are going to adjust.
So madam is so accurate in the analytical experiment, and also madam is very quick. Madam, I have to tell the reality, madam. Often we used to take class together, so that's why I am telling.
So before starting, you fix the burette and then everything you keep ready like this. Actually, after coming, you will be doing all here. Okay, so now I am going to take the magnesium sulfate solution in my, so that.
So one should not use the mouth to pipette out. So we have to use the it's not working, madam.
I am not using my mouth. I am pipetting using the rubber.
You can show.
Actually, before pipetting out, I have rinsed it. Okay, I think I didn't tell that, but I have rinsed it. Just now, this is a waste. I just rinsed this pipette. I just dropped it out. Okay. The next one, we have to add 10 ml buffer. 5 ml. This is 5 ml cylinder. That's why 2 times gentlemen. So what is the color of the solution now? It is colorless. Okay. I am going to add a pinch of indicator. So you can see.
So what is the color in general?
Are you able to see the color?
Or if people are there?
What is the color you are seeing? Wine red.
Wine red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not looking up my burette, nothing. I am concentrating only on my color change. Slowly, very tinges of wine red is seen. So drop by drop I am going to add it. If I add more, then you will miss it. Okay. One more.
Yeah.
If we have a doubt, we may take from here. Something is there, we can take it. One more, last drop. Completely blue color.
So you can see that complete blue color. Okay. So
Yeah, reading.
so this is a complete blue color. So it is the end point where you can see that. Okay.
So reading, you should not see like this. You have to take your burette up and then you have to check it. It is
It is
9.54.
5.
In between is there. Okay, 9.5.
So you
Okay.
note down
Note
9.
down the value 9.5 for first titration.
I think we'll do one titration.
Only one is enough.
One is enough.
Okay, so this is the first step. Actually, we need to do 2 times. You have to see.
No, we have to
the
get a
concordant value.
concurrent value. Till concurrent value, we should do it. However, because due to time limitation, we are keeping, and this is a virtual lab. That's why.
And if I do, I will get it 100%. I am confident. Okay, but you need to do that. That is also there. And if you are not getting the concordant value, you have to repeat it one more time until you get the.
Till you get a concurrent value. Okay.
Okay, concordant means successive 2 values should be correct. That is very important. So if you are studying, then everything will be fine. Okay. So shall we go for water?
Yeah. See, now the value you note down. Now the value is a 9.5 is the standardization of EDTA. The value for the volume of EDTA is a 9.5 ml. You should note down because you are going to calculate based on the procedure is given. Okay. Okay.
So the next time.
So now next one is a complete hardness. Then we'll take a only permanent hardness. Then once you complete hardness minus permanent hardness, you will get a temporary hardness also.
So what we have to do is immediately once you enter the lab, if we are asking you to calculate the hardness, 100 ml water you have to take and then immediately keep here. We have here, this is the heater, you have to keep here and then you have to start boiling, then you have to do. Today we are
No, we have completed already. See,
The
see,
boiling water.
see, this is a fresh water, 1 liter. Okay, about 1 liter fresh water we have taken.
That water-
Which this is taken from the. This water is obtained from when we do synthesize this zeolite. Because during the zeolite synthesis we will have the calcium and magnesium we will be using, because it is used for calcium containing zeolite preparation in my lab. So I have taken that water instead of taking the tap water. So this is the fresh water. Okay, and this the another water is see, here is a water 1 liter we have taken, and then this has been boiled and reduced to almost 1/6. So this is also 1/6 of the 1 liter water. So now we can see that this will give the complete hardness, and when you do here you will get a permanent hardness. So when the value when you subtract it, you will get the how much is the temporary hardness. So that's what you are going to report in the your records. Okay, so now we will start first to do the how much hardness in the what is called as the complete water. Okay, so shall I do it? Okay, okay.
So I will fill the burette because I don't know how much is the calcium content. So better if it is from 0. See, I am just lifting the conical funnel so that it can freely fill. If you are closing it, then again it is a problem.
The main idea of this virtual lab is how perfect you should do it. So that's the reason madam is has worked in industry also. She was analytical chemist. She worked also. She has a lot of experience. So she is very keen to demonstrate you that how perfect one should do it. Okay, so you have to learn it. When you're coming, you should do it by yourself. Okay.
We will take 20 ml pipette here because we are not sure. Let us start. Mostly it will be very less only hardness. So we take the 20 ml.
Since you will get an end point immediately, so we have to take a relatively large volume. That's why we are going to use the 20 ml pipette. Okay. It's not working. Yeah. $20 ml will be sufficient, or we should take 40 ml, madam?
Let me do the titration.
Huh?
Let me do it. If it is coming early, then we will take 40.
Yeah.
Okay. While transferring, it should be like this. It should not spill on the walls of the conical flask because you may lose the end point. Okay, so make sure that it is not scattering on the walls and it is just collected in the conical flask. Indicator,
It's buffer.
buffer and indicator. Indicator buffer. It is approximate 10 ml, so no need to measure accurately. Just think here also we are getting a very good intense wine red color, but it is not as white wine red color as we saw in the magnesium. Let us see.
Because you know that concentration of calcium and magnesium in general, any kind of tap water or anything is relatively less. It's in the ppm level, so that's the reason we get a relatively less indents. Almost. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can get a very nice blue color. You can see that. Now the question also, if you use a calcium alone, whether you will get such a clear end point. Why calcium will not such a clear indication? Can you answer? So it is part of your Viva question. When you do the complexometric titration using Erichrome block T as an indicator, you will not get such a sharp endpoint when you use calcium. Okay?
So the reading of this one is exactly 4. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hurry. Okay, let us complete this. Exactly 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute.
So charge poya? Huh? Charge leya? Then Hari, you have mobile? Huh? Huh? Okay. Okay. So can you able to see now clearly? Hello? Yeah.
It's 4.
It is a 4. Okay.
Yeah, somewhat okay.
Okay. We will share that your video also. Okay, because YouTube video also will share it. So now we have the pure water has been titrated. Okay, and this shows the end point 4. Okay, volume of EDTA consumed for pure water is 4. Now next titration will be we are going to do the concentrated, that is after reflection, after removing the temporary hard water, temporary hardness. Okay, this is that is after boiling 1/5 of the solution. Yeah. So here see in the pure water, volume of water used is 20 ml. Okay, volume of water used here is 20 ml pipette out, and then EDTA volume is 4 ml we got it. Now this is after reflection in the water, so that's the reason here we are going to take only 10 ml because it is a reflexive water, so you may have the concentrated, the amount of calcium and magnesium may be concentrated, so we will be taking only volume of water we are going to take is only 10 ml. See, madam is first brings the pipette. So this is a 10 ml pipette. Chemistry laboratory, you should not use the mouth to pipette out anything. So we should use the rubber septum to pipette out only. So you can see that. So 10 ml has been taken. this water, 1 liter of the original water was refluxed for almost 3 hours. Then when the water volume became 1/5, then this water has been piped out 10 ml, and then we are going to titrate. So when we reflux for almost 3 hours, you are going to remove all the temporary hardness. Okay?
Now buffer.
We are going to add a black tea indicator. So you can see that the intensity is less.
Because it is concentrated, right?
So we can add buffer in the range of 5 to 15 ml. It depends upon the concentration. Okay, you can add. So now you can see the relatively intense wine color.
I am starting from 4. I didn't adjust to 0.
Yes.
And one more thing is,
See, you can see that.
this position is important. You have to hold your burette in left hand, right hand conical flask. Still it is pink color. You can see the tinge from here, from the top. You can see still it is pink color.
So the important thing is whenever you titrate color changes, you should use white paper, the background. Then only you can clearly identify the change of color. So almost now slight changes are occurred.
So I am using, see, drop by drop. Everybody can see that. Not more than that. You can see the drops. How I am controlling. Still pink. You can see now still this is the transit state now.
You can,
One.
just see. Now we can see that it is a about to get end point. Just a drop will be sufficient. This is where we have to be very careful. So you can see that very clear. The blue indicator complex is forming. So
One drop.
you can see the blue color. So,
Maybe excess. 2 drop. That is concentrated solution. That's why. Yes.
so you can see that complete blue color. You can see that.
Here, if you put water, some EDTA on the walls. You just keep like this. You just put the water on the walls. Some EDTA by mistake, if it is there, it will also go. So see, before that there was slight pink, now complete blue. Got it?
Now the volume of water taken after reflection is only 10 ml preferred. But the original volume was 1 liter, which has been concentrated to 200 ml.
This is 18.9. So 18.9 minus 4. It's 14.9.
So the, after reflection, the value is a 14.9. Okay. Yes.
One experiment, so you need to make a table volume of magnesium sulfate solution, then burette readings, you need to write it. Okay, burette reading, sorry, you can just write it like this, burette readings. So concordant value, what is it, that also you need to write. So for the sake of the thing I am writing, so first I took 10 ml.
Magnesium
First,
sulfate 10 ml.
first 10 ml magnesium sulfate I took 9.5 is the value. Okay, so this is the first titration. Second titration, what we did is total hardness. Okay, so total hardness we took, so same thing, serial number will be there, volume of pure water. So I have shown you like that, pure water like that. Okay, again you have to write the burette readings. Okay, so here I took 20 ml. Okay, burette reading is 4. Okay, the concordant value also 4, you can find out. Okay, third titration, what I did is, this water, pure water, I took 1 liter, I boiled and then I reduced the volume to 1/6. Okay, so in that what does it means, that all the temporary hardness is removed. Okay, only permanent hardness will be present. Okay, so this is estimation of permanent hardness.
Total volume was 160 ml.
Estimation of permanent hardness. Okay, so total hardness minus permanent hardness is your temporary hardness. So here also we took we have to do many experiments, that's why I am writing serial number. Since we are doing, we restricted to 1. Okay, the volume of that evaporated water, okay, is here I took 10 ml. Okay, so 10 ml and then it is coming 14.9 ml, the burette reading.
So this was 1 liter has been reduced to 150 ml.
Okay, I will write. So here this evaporated